One day I asked myself, who am I if you take away everyone? Their views, their opinions, their expectations. And I realized I don't know. I lived hiding behind masks. And I got tired. And then I started doing one simple thing. Every day. First it was scary. Then, liberating. This was the beginning of my return to myself. To the one who doesn't hide. To the one who isn't afraid to be himself, even under someone else's gaze. Do you live like that too? You walk into a room and immediately feel how you change. You watch your words, your gestures. You always think about what they will think of you. You laugh when it's not funny. You agree when everything inside you protests. You know how to be convenient. And it seems there's nothing wrong with that. But at some point you notice, you are losing yourself. You have been adjusting for so long that you no longer know where the real you is. What do you like? What do you believe in? What would you say if you were not afraid of what people think? You live as if under the gun. Every move is to please. Every word is to avoid being judged. And one day you catch yourself thinking, I don't know who I am anymore. That's when it all begins. You understand, something needs to be changed. But not in words, but in reality. That's where it all started. The first thing I did was stop immediately looking at the reaction. When I speak, when I write, when I enter a new space, I forbade myself to look back. Before, I threw out every word like a trial balloon. I said it, and immediately I look into their faces. Are they smiling? Didn't grimace? Didn't judge? It was a reflex. I didn't even notice that I was living with other people's facial expressions. But one day, just for the sake of an experiment, I said to myself, today, I don't check. Today I just talk. I just do. And I don't think about how it looks from the outside. At first it was incredibly uncomfortable, as if I was walking with my eyes closed. But with each passing minute, it became easier to breathe. You can try it too. Tomorrow, you leave the house and decide, today I don't live for approval. You don't smile out of politeness. You don't agree so as not to stand out. You don't adapt. You just talk. You just move. Like you, without an editor in your head. And here's what's surprising. People felt that I had changed. Less control, more confidence. Yes, not everyone liked it. Some started to distance themselves. But those who stayed saw the real me for the first time. Where does this fear come from? If you dig deeper, we are not afraid of the opinion itself, but of what might be behind it. You said the wrong thing, and suddenly you will not be accepted. They will think that you are strange. They will say, you are not the way it should be. And this hurts. It is as if you are being pushed out of the pack. We are designed this way. The brain is ancient. It does not care about likes and social networks. One thing is important to it, to be accepted. Because once, if you were not accepted, you simply did not survive. And now you are an adult. You live in the city. You have a phone, the internet, a job. But the brain still whispers. Do everything so that you are not rejected. Like, be quiet, smile. And it seems to help. You don't stand out, and they don't bother you. But there's another side. You don't live. You don't take risks. You don't tell the truth. You don't do what you really want. Because every step is through the prism of, what will they say? Understanding this is already half the liberation. It's not that you're weird. It's just an instinct. You don't have to obey it. One step that started it all. I started with the simplest thing. Not with loud actions. Not with public challenges. But with one quiet habit. To be honest at least with yourself. Every evening, before going to bed, I asked myself one question. What did I do today not because I wanted to, but because I was afraid of other people's opinions? And believe me, the answer was always there. Sometimes a trifle. I didn't argue with my colleague. Sometimes more. I put off something I've been dreaming of starting for a long time. I didn't blame myself. I didn't shame myself. I just noticed. That was the first step, to get my voice back, even if it's inside myself for now. When you tell the truth, even in your thoughts, something starts to shift. You start to see how much of you is real and how much is a mask. And then there was a turning point. One day I decided, in one conversation, I won't pretend. I'll allow myself to be who I am. without a fake smile, without yes men, without fear. And yes, I was scared. But then I left that meeting. And for the first time in a long time, I felt alive. Not accepted, not correct, but alive. This feeling can't be confused with anything. It's like you've returned to yourself. I took a step and remembered what it was like to be myself.